सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबलायक दर सबलायक गाइए गणपति जग वंदन मोदक प्रिय मोद मंगलदाता मोदक प्रिय मोद मंगलदाता विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विदाता गाइए गणपति जगवंदन मांगत तुलसीदास कर जोरे मांगत तुलसीदास कर जोरे बस ही राम सिय मानस मोरे गाइए गणपति जगवंदन शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन गाइए गणपति जगवंदन जगवंदन
Thank you very much. Hari Om. It's my privilege to announce today's sponsors. Geeta Kulkarni, please come forward. Meeta and Sunil, please.
Next one.
And Leela Prasad is not here. Swamiji usually lights the diya, but Swamiji is not here, so we'll light on our behalf a little later. Thank you very much.
Later. Om. सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् प्रणमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Yesterday we saw Purushaha. Purushaha means in the Vedantic school of philosophy, the absolute reality is called Purusha. The definition is Purishayanatvat Purushaha iti katyate. Puri means body. In all our bodies, in all living beings who have body form, there is one spirit that lives and lives. And that is what is called Purushaha. While in Sankhyan system of philosophy, Purusha is a power which makes matter able to create this world. Whereas Advaita Vedanta, which does not admit anything else exists other than the one, the very name itself says Advaita. Na Dvaitam Vidyate iti Advaitam. There is no second. And therefore, this Prakriti, even though experienced, matter, even though experienced, but the reality of the matter is relative. And even as the matter exists, it is experienced, therefore it appears to be existing. Really, whether it exists or not cannot be proved. Just like in a dream, whatever we see seem to be true, and we have no doubt about it at the time of that experience, until we wake up. So in the dream, if I have to enter and say, these are all false, will you believe me? Can I enter in your dream? First of all, that is not possible. You don't allow me. And in that dream, which you yourself do not know, because you do not know what will happen in the dream. You cannot decide to dream. Can you decide, today I'm going to dream about this? Can you do that? So whatever happens in the dream itself is not under your control. It happens. And whatever happens, you experience. In the same way, in this world also, we cannot predict things. And that is why we conveniently say it's all because of karma. Whatever be the karma, actions that are performed in the past, so would be the result of that will be experienced by us in the world. It is true in the dream also. Just like in the dream, we cannot predict what is going to happen, but we have to experience. So too in this world of waking, everything happens and we have to experience it. And at the same time, as I said, if somebody has to enter into your dream and say these are all not true, that is what Bhagavan or Krishna did to Arjun, as well as Shankaracharya did at his times. And Gurudev did during our times. He entered into our world and say, these are all false. Leave it. No, why you are okay. Come on. Katham. Okay. But because you're slowly doing it, it makes more noise. And she tried to bite it also. So it didn't happen. Anyway, so Gurudev and such Mahatmas who are already woken up, or Buddha, for example, Ramana Maharshi, and many others, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they have woken up to what is real. Meaning, like a person who has woken up from a dream, and such a person, when he or she enters back into the dream, what will be the attitude of that person? Fully knowing that it is not true. What would he consider the dream as? Just a play of the mind. And will he really experience joy or sorrow? No. Samsara swapnatulyo hi ragadveshati sankulah swakale satyavad bhadi prabodhe sati asat bhavet. Samsara hai, this world of experience, swapna tulya hai, equal to that of the dream. And in this dream of ours, why are we running here and there? Raga, dvesha, adi, sankula. Our everyday experience is conditioned by raga and dvesha, likes and dislikes. Swakale, at the time when we are experiencing satyavad bhati, it appears to be so true. Prabodhe sati, when you wake up, asat bhavet, it becomes false. A true thing cannot become false, but a false can appear as true. Think. A true thing can never be false, can become false, but a false can appear as true. So what is been appearing as true, we took it as true. And in the process of, or in the situation where we have taken the false, which appears as true, what is true is forgotten. Just like a dreamer, when he is experiencing the dream and consider that to be true, what actually he is not recognized. He is not doing anything. He is a wakeful person who has no trouble from what he is seeing or what he is experiencing there. So Purusha is Paramartha, supreme reality. And in this state of dream alone, we have so many different goals, and broadly speaking, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Doing the right thing according to what is being told to us, gaining wealth, enjoying various experiences. Even Moksha is considered only in the state of dream only. Upanishads and Vedanta says even Moksha, liberation, is only for the dreamer, not for the waker. Who wants to get out of this dream? One who's dreaming. For the waker, there's no question of moksha. Why? He's not in the part of that thing. He's already awake. Highest Purushartha, therefore, is moksha, meaning wake up. And for that Parama Purushartha, the supreme goal, to achieve that, we have to do certain sadhanas. And those sadhanas where we willingly, knowingly, consciously, effortfully engage in is called also Purushartha. Self-effort. Hmm. Very often we see people say that, there is very self-effort, everything is predestined, destined, everything is already set in motion. Where is the question of me doing anything? Within the dream, within the scope of the dream, there is no freedom, is it not? You decide to wake up from the dream. Do you? Can you make any decisions in dream? Only you can take up a decision of coming out of the dream only when you know it is a dream. Is it not? Because the other thing is not there from that standpoint. One person was a patient and he went to the doctor, a cardiac surgeon. And the cardiac surgeon said, "You have a serious heart condition, and therefore I need to operate on it." So that person was very apprehensive about the whole thing. And he said, "In case if I die in the process, there's a chances of 50-50 only you're saying. What is on the other side?" The doctor looked at him and he said, "I don't know." So he was quite depressed, so to say. You have to say something, no? To at least encourage me. So he said, and the other side, what you're talking about, beyond this physical body's existence, after you die, you will be in a better place. How do you say that? No, you are asking me that question. I have to give you something encouraging to you. And when I say encouraging to you, you're asking that question again, you're doubting it. No, what can I do? You must have faith in what I say. So then that person said, I cannot have such a blind faith. Okay. Consulting is over. By the time they were about to leave the room, there was a scratching going on the door, on the sound of scratch. So the patient was wondering, you have a crazy people also in this hospital who's scratching on the door? No. Then wait. Then he opened the door. The dog, which the doctor had as his pet, it just came jumping on him. He turned to the patient and said, "This dog is the first time it's coming to this hospital to see me. It does not know I'm here." Hmm? Somebody brought him, and he was on the other side of the door. And he started to scratch, knowing that or thinking that I'm here. And with that hope only, it wanted to get into that room. And when I opened, it found me. So too, you ask what is on the other side. Have faith. You will see him. We lack faith, therefore we don't move forward. Purushartha is possible only when you have faith in the unknown. Known, you don't need to have faith. This flower is white is not a statement of faith. It is a statement of fact. This flower is white flower. You don't need to have faith in my words, for you see it. What you should have faith in, what you don't see. And that faith also about what you don't see, but you can see. Second, Third, that you do not have, that you have not seen, but you can see. And the one who is conveying that knowledge, you must have faith also. We will see that it going to come next. So Purushartha is and self done by an individual to come out of this dream. When the Guru says this is not true, if you don't have faith in that, one will put no self-effort to come out of it. And his or her effort only would be to rearrange what is being experienced constantly. That's what we do. From iPhone 14, we go to iPhone 15. From one part of the dream to another part of the dream. From here to Europe, Europe to Asia, Asia to Africa. This is what move about. Because we are within the realm of experiences. And who will desire to come out of it? Only the person who has faith in the possibility of something beyond this, which is possible only when you wake up. Uttishtada Jagrata. Upanishad says, Uttishtada, get up. Jagrata, be awake. Prapya varan nibodata. Having gained the right teacher, get the knowledge. And we are all blessed with Mahatmas like Gurudev who came to our life, entered into our dream. They said, get out. This is not what you are. Yojaniyat cha tasmate vyavahare vivekata. Now, piece up to the third verse, that ahankaraha buddhihi manaha na aham kadachana. Idi Vedanta vakyasya bhavaschintya puna puna. Again and again and again, remind yourself what Vedanta is asserting. Nahankaro mano buddhihi deho naham katachana idi Vedanta vakyasya bhavaschintya puna puna. So somebody would say, if I have to deny that I'm not the ego, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, how will I operate in this world? How will I interact with others? Will I even get up? See, in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked this question towards the end. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhaseta kimasita vrajeta kim. What is the state of mind of a man of steady wisdom during the meditation, samadhi? And how does he walk, talk, move about? There are two questions he asked. Many people misunderstand this very question itself. How can a person in samadhi will talk? How can a person in samadhi will walk? The question is very clear. What is the description of a man in samadhi? And such a same person, tasya bhasha vrajeda kim, meaning how does he upon waking will speak, will walk, will do things, not in samadhi, outside that. Meaning what? A Jivan Mukta, even experiencing the unreality of this world, he has to come back to this world so long as his prarabdha is there, body is functioning. He has to come back to the world where you and I live and transact. In that transaction, what does he say? How does he walk? How does he talk? How does he move? So if I am not the body, then how will I use this body? If I'm not the mind, how will I think? So here the answer is given in the fourth verse. Tesham atmatvamatram hi nirastamiha nastita yojaniyascha tasmate vyavahare vivekatah. It is not that you are not the body, you are not only the body in the sense you don't think yourself as the body. Not that body is not there. See, before knowing something as false, we should understand that it is temporary. Because step by step process only we can do. You cannot suddenly say it is not there. You can understand only when you first of all recognize it is not always the same. The temporariness, the changing nature of a thing when it is understood, then you go to the next step, it is not going to be there always. That which is not always there is false. This is the logical process. Presently, what we think that I am the body and I am going to be there forever. This is the moodatva. We also know we are born, jatasya dhruvo mrityuhu. Anything that is born is subject to death. This flower is so bright and beautiful. Come after 10 days, it won't be like that. Unless it is plastic. Huh? Then it is always there. So nowadays, Asat is Sanatanam. It's not true is forever. What is true is temporary. So just like as we can see a thing that is presently seen to be existing, matter thing, it disappears after some time. So deha na nityam. First one. Deha, manaha, buddhi, ityadi. They are not sada asti. They are not always there. They are only anitya. So this physical body is, before you start to deny that this you are, first of all understand its temporariness. And even being temporary, it is useful. Therefore, tasmat, tesham atmatvamatram nirastam. You thinking that that is you, that you stop. Not that it is not there. We'll come to that later. Nirastam iha na astita. Don't say it is not there. Only understand that is not you. You have a thought, you experience a thought, that thought is there, but that thought alone is not you. You understand the thought and you wait for a little more time, that will disappear. Swamiji, I sat here ready to listen to you. I didn't get the modak. That is, the thought has come onto you. I hope they are keeping it during dinner time also. So the thought has come, you have experienced the thought and frustrated. I know whoever is made has not thought about me to give it to me. All that. But I am shouting at the top of my voice, therefore you hear my words and then you leave that thought. It will come back again later after some time. But at this point of time, the thought has risen in your mind and then it disappeared. So what is that nature of the thought? Temporary. It is there and it is gone. It has, so therefore, this physical body also, we every day we renounce. They thought that you cannot go to sleep. Every day we unceremoniously let go of the body. Every day we renounce our body. Every day we renounce our mind. Every day we renounce our buddhi also. By renouncing the buddhi, you have not become buddhu. You are getting into the state of absolute peace. Is not wrong. Peace for yourself, peace for others also. One person asked me this question. Swamiji, why do they write rest in peace for a person who died? I said, not only he is in peace, rest of the people are also in peace. There is the rest in peace means rest of the people are in peace because you went away. So, tesham atmatvam, that thinking that this is me, nirastam iha, that is to be eliminated. Na astita, not that they are not there. Yojaniya cha, to be engaged, to be used. Tasmat te vyavahare. In this transactional world, you have to use that very body, very mind and intellect, vivekatah, with proper discrimination. Use it correctly. This body is like a vehicle. Like your travel, when you are ready to travel, don't you make sure that this vehicle is properly tuned, properly oiled, working efficiently, without giving any trouble on the way? In the same way, this body has to be kept very efficient, proper exercise and food and diet, whatever you do. Mind alert, intellect sharpened. Our Gurudev is the best example for, even as he reached the age beyond 70, he never stopped working. No, I'm old, I'm retired. There's nothing called retirement. Keep working until the last breath. The very thought of retirement makes people old. So physical body has to be kept alert, physically fit. Yojaniya tasmate vyavahare vivekatah. With great clarity of thinking, use this body carefully. But do not think that is you. You have to understand this. I am not the body, but I have the body. I have the body to operate. I have the body to use. So this way, do not overly indulge in the body, nor you disregard it. In the name of Vedanta, do not deny the body anything. Keep it alert, keep it healthy, keep it active, give the proper food, and maintain it. Otherwise, you'll become a burden to others. In the name of religion, in the name of Vedanta, don't become a burden to others. And this physical body of a human being is indeed a great blessing. Naradeha punya praptaha sarvabhuta hite sada nishreyasi cha yoktavyaha sarveshe chadi premataha. This human body, naradeha punya praptaha, punyena praptaha. Human body is indeed a product of meritorious deeds performed in the past. We take it for granted. You could have been a crocodile, or a rat, or a cat, or a dog. Why are you a human being? Swamiji, I had that question for a long time. We don't know how we became human being. You could have been anything else. But this physical body is given to us, and we know how important it is to be a human. Naradeha punya prapta. And the very purpose of human existence is Sarva Bhuta Hite Sada. Only human beings, really speaking, can consciously engage in doing things good in this world for all other living beings. No other animal takes any effort to take care of other living beings except its own, immediate kith and kin. But the human beings alone can consciously make all other living beings are also taken care by properly protecting them. Do we do that? We are not. We are in fact do the other thing. That what? Our existence is more important, and in the process we are killing everything else. Destroying the environment, destroying the nature, and thereby denying their presence, denying the world for all other living beings. Sarvabhuta hite sada, for the sake of taking care of all other living beings. And a person who really is seeking liberation in life, paramartha means supreme artha, purpose of life, such a person will become very conscious about this, that he consciously would not disturb other living beings. Why? It is said in Gita, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Samadarshinaha Panditaha. Men of knowledge is men of equanimity or equal vision. They understand the one who is residing in me is the same one residing in all living beings. Being so, how can I be harmful to anybody in this world? Not only human, but all other living beings also. Pandidaha Samadarshina. Men of wisdom is a men of equanimity, not only within themselves, but equal vision outside. Therefore, Nishreyasi cha yoktavyaha. In that highest purpose, one should engage. How do we engage in the highest purpose? How do we make sure that we are not only existing purposefully, but at the same time, making sure that by me, there should be no harm to other living beings. Only way that you can cut that vision is look at from the standpoint of God, the creator, how much he loves the creation. You say, my child, my daughter, how much you love your own creation. Bhagavan, who created the entire universe, how much he is in love with this creation. Think about it. Even those living beings whom we do not feed directly, he takes care of it. I often give this example. How many of you have been to Alaska? And if you are going there, you will find the dogs or the goats, buffaloes, all of them have fur on their body. You've seen them, right? Have you seen? Those who have gone there would have. Any cold place you go, they all have fur on their body. But the human beings don't have that. Do they have? Let us say you go and live for 20 years, you will start developing fur on your body. Do you? Or those people who are living there, do they have fur living, hair on their body? Hair? No, why? Why? If you take your dog and go and live there 20 years or 15 years, they will develop fur on the body, not you. Bhagavan takes care that these animals cannot take care of themselves, so therefore I have to protect them. Therefore, he gives that natural growth. Then you will wonder, so Bhagavan must be very partial, not giving to us, only to those animals. Are buddhu, maine buddhi diya na? I have given you the intellect to take the fur from there and put it on your body. So human intellect is given only to make sure that you can protect yourself, not only yourself, others also. Where they cannot, I have to protect them. So it's very evident that Bhagavan takes care of all others, yeah, because his own creation. So unless you have the love for the Lord, you cannot understand why you should be taking care of everything around you. Sarveshe ati premataha. Sarveshe Ishware ati premataha. With great love for the Lord alone, you will really get that understanding. Even moksha, icha, desire for liberation, happens only when you have love for the Lord. Without that, it cannot happen. It is not a dry intellectualism. The logic in Vedanta is only to make sure you understand the limitation of the intellect. The logic cannot take you too far. Naisha tarkena matirapaneya. Upanishad very clearly says, tarkena mati na apaneya. By mere tarka, you will not reach there. Mere logic will not take you there. Because the Paramatma Tattva is beyond logic, beyond all human rationality. Rationality will take you to clarify that something beyond there is, but not take you there. As Gurudev would say, a pole vaulter carrying the pole and vaults, right? He takes a pole and starts running, and he, using the pole, he vaults, means he tries to leave. And as he reaches the point where he has to really cross over to go to the other side, what he has to do? Leave this. Leave the pole that he was using until then. If he says, my dear pole, you came with me all the time, you brought me up to this point, let you also come. If he does not let go of that, the pole and the bar, everything will collapse there. Even though that pole had helped him up till that point, but and he has to go over that, he has to let go. In the same way, the intellect will take you to the point of showing you the limitation of the buddhi. And once you reach there, without any hesitation, you have to let go of the buddhi. Then alone, you'll move the head further. And for that, one should have a great love for Bhagavan, who is waiting for you on the other side. As I give the example of that dog knows the master is there. That is the reason why, even though it has not seen, it cannot see who is on the other side. The dog is able to have that faith. I want to go there because I know he is there, even though I have not seen. Nachiketa also asked this question to Yama. Is there anything beyond this? Asti tyeke na yamasti tichaike etat vidyam anushishtastvayaham varanam eshaha varastritiyah. As a third boon, I need one thing, oh Yama. Some people, Devairattarapi Vichikitsa Hitam Kila. Even the Devatas and men of great understanding also, they had this doubt whether there is anything beyond death or there or not. Therefore, I want to know from your own words, is there anything beyond death? Because I cannot ask any mortal, right? How do they know? I can ask only the one who is a Lord of death. Only he can be asked. So therefore, I'm asking you, is there anything beyond this? If it is, teach me. And Yama tries to dissuade him. I'll give you something else. I will give you a lot of money. I will give you a long life. I'll give you all the comfort. Don't ask this question. Now, when you say don't ask this question, he become more curious. That means there is something, right? If it is not, if I just say, no, no. Don't ask that question. So that means there is something. It is like, you tell your children, don't open this, then they'll become curious. Why not? So then Nachiketa also, if you say, I should not ask this question, that means there is something I want to know. Further, I want to definitely know. Therefore, here it is said, Sarveshe cha atipremataha, with great love for the Lord, one should engage in this world. In this world, as long as we live, we should be of use to the entire creation, because this human body is Narajanma is Bahudurlabam. And in this Narajanma, in this human birth alone, we can do karma. No other living being does karma. No karma is prescribed for other beings. Why human being is given this field of karma? You know why? Kar hai to karma hai. It's called what? Kar. Kar means what? Kuch kar. कर से कुछ कर. कुछ करना है तो कर चाहिए ना. हाँ. Other living beings don't have kar. They only feed. They don't have hand. So karma is possible by the one who has karma, kar, hand. That is the reason why human beings are given this great privilege of doing action, karma. So many people ask this question, to be a dog or a cat, etc. What karma they have? They don't have karma. They are only experiencing their past acts. They cannot do any new action to gain punya or papa. Not possible. No merits or demerits are are created by other living beings. They can only experience the result of their actions. It is only, they are only victims of their past. They cannot be creators of their future. Whereas human beings, we are given the opportunity, while we are experiencing the result of the past actions, we can surely create something different for the future. That is why karma is important. Bhagavan Krishna reiterates it again and again, this point in the Gita. As a human being, you are eligible for karma alone. Karmani eva adhikarahate. You are eligible for actions. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Why you are not eligible for, or why you are not to become anxious about result? In that context, he said very clearly that if you are anxious about the result, your mind will not be able to concentrate on the action. No doubt you have to plan for the result, but don't be anxious about the result. And that is a karma yoga part. Now, any action you do, there are three possible results. What you expected, first, that's good. Second, what you never expected, worst, right? Then there is a possibility of mishra. Anityam, I mean, there are three possible results that are possible. In Gita itself, he says that one is what you expect, another is what you don't expect. Anishtam, ishtam, mishram cha, karmana trividam phalam. Result of actions can be ishtam is what you desire, anishtam, what is not desired, mishram, mixture of it. Some part of it is okay. That's what all the people who are married would say. She is okay, but not okay also. He is okay, but not always. Isn't that true? Anishtam, ishtam, mishram cha, karmana trividam phalam. Trividam karmana phalam. So any action you take up, the three possibilities are there. So therefore it is said, Anishtamishtam mishram cha phalam prapnodi manavaha krita karma anusarena samatvam teshu dharayet. If the results of any action can be decided by you, everybody will be successful. Who wants to be a failure? Nobody. Who wants to be a winner? Everybody. If you decide the action, then can you be a failure? Karturajnaya prapyate palam. It is not you who decides the result. Then who, Swamiji? Who decides the result of any action? Again, as I told you before, you plan for the result, not decide the result. You plan and do the best. Leave the rest. One by last Sunday, I was talking to the 12th graders because I visit every class once in a while. So one boy said, I have a question. What? So we are in the 12th grade now, and we are at the end of the year, we apply for all the universities. By November end, they have to submit all their applications. And they all ask, write some essays on some topic and things like that. Swamiji, after finishing November, when we submit all our submissions, from December onwards until March, April, we are so anxious. Will I get in the university which I wanted? Will I get that thing? And so Swamiji, how to overcome this? I said, first thing, by being anxious, the result will change. By you becoming anxious, will the result change? Will it change? Think logically first. Had it been India, you can do some government of India undertaking. Possibly. I don't know whether nowadays it was working there. But when you have submitted the supplication, after that, what can you do? Let it happen. That's what Gurudev said. Do the best, leave the rest. It is like an arrow that is shot from the bow. Having released that arrow from the bow, what the person can do to change the course of that arrow? The arrow has already started moving. Bhana Tekta Sharavat. Like that, the Shara, that is the arrow, has been released from the Bhana, from the bow. Then what can happen? What will happen to that arrow? Not decided by anybody else. According to the momentum given to that arrow, so will be, or the direction, so will be the final result. Is it not? But the interesting part is here. So the karma that we do alone will decide the result or something else. That's a question. The ritualistic portion of Vedas, the ritualists, so to say, they believed in karma so much that they denied the hand of God in the whole thing. Karma alone decides the result according to them. How you do, how well you do an action, that decides what would be the result, and not anything else. But that is not true. There are two more factors working on it. One is what you did in the past. That decides the result of what you do now. Think. It is not the action alone that decides the results, but what you did in the past also decides the result. If I have done wrong things in my life, in this life or previous lives, even if I do the right thing right now, the result need not be decided by what I did right now. It is also influenced by what I need to experience in my life, decided by my own past. That is why many people ask, Swamiji, why is that good people also suffer? Because they did worse things in the past. And therefore, even if that person is doing the right thing now, see, it is like this. You ate and made your body so huge. And now you started to do exercise. Do you think you will get the result of that working out now right away? You have enough fat to burn, which have been accumulated for so long. Is it not true? So those accumulated past fat will have a influence on the result. Even if you're doing the right thing right now, what you did in the past will surely influence that result now. Not that you should stop doing it, because this doing now will eventually result in the right thing further in the future. So the factor number one is past deed will also decide the result of your action now. This is one. The second thing is, you as an individual who is there in this world is not merely an individual. You are part of a society. Therefore, what is that your role in the society is also be decided by the totality. In this world, when we are not living an isolated individual. what you do in this world is influenced by what others are doing in the same world. For example, you are here listening to this talk. Don't you think, just think, don't you think this is possible because so many others worked on it? Yes or no? You are having food on your plate. Food that you're eating, all right. Don't you think it's a product of many people working on that before? Including your own wife? Making sure that the food is there on the table? And think about how many known individuals, unknown individuals are worked because of their work. Present experience of mind is possible. And my doing any action in this world will eventually result in experiences of many other people in the same world. This totality working together is called Ishwara. He is working through each one and making sure that everyone is accomplishing he or she what he or she wants to aspire and accomplish, finish and complete. So not only my own actions of the past will influence the result of my action today, what the totality wants, that also will decide the result of my action. As Gurudev would say, I am here because of your prarabdha. And you are here because of my prarabdha. And the AC is switched off because of whose prarabdha? Is it not that one person decided how much air you should have now? So, Bhagavan, Ishwara also decides the experiences, what we should go through as a totality. So, my own karma is also included in the result of action as well as the totality. Therefore, he says, Krita karma anusarena. Whatever Krita karma, according to what I did in the past, anusarena, accordingly, the result will come. Nishtam va, anishtam va, mishram va. Whether it's a desirable result or undesirable result or the mixture of both. Therefore, samatvam teshu dharayet. Keep your mind equanimous. Do not get disturbed by or discouraged by the uh, failures that may happen in your life due to, even though you have done the best today, or a success which you never expected. Don't get overly proud about that. That is why Gurudev said, do your best in every situation. Don't worry. The result may not be immediate as you expect it to be because your own past has dictated the result now, or the totality has decided the result now, but you keep doing the right thing. Eventually, you will win. And if you are discouraged at the present moment and then leave and let go of what you need to do, future will be bleak. You will not be able to accomplish anything. Now the question is, the action is done by whom? As we saw, karat karma. By the physical body where we have our hand, because of which we are able to do the action. But that alone is not true. The hand or leg or speech or any of the karmendriyas are able to do what they are doing because of the one behind that is called mind. Mananat manushya hai. Man hai to manushya hai. So the mind is the one which is actually doing the karma. Physical body is only an instrument. The mic is not speaking. I am speaking. Is it this speaking now? So behind this or in front of it, I am there. In the same way, you see only physical action, but in every physical action, there is a mental thought going on. There is a mind which is nodding now in front of me, not the physical body for saying this. It is a mind that is agreeing with me. When you're smiling at me, I thought that you have a happy experience, not like the air hostess in the flight. Welcome. Meaning what? Why did you come? It is her job to do that. It is not that she is happy that you came. The external physical body is only an expression of the mind. Therefore, it is said, Yasmat ritena kinchana kriyate karma manavaihi tanmana kalpana rupam yojyadam savadanatah na kinchana karma kriyate manavaihi manushyahi. By beings, na kinchana karma kriyate. No action is done yasmat rite, in whose absence. No action is performed in whose absence. That is called mind. Tad manah. मन के बिना कर्म नहीं होता है. Now, in this context, I have to tell you the difference between kriya and karma. Technically speaking, kriya is not done by you. Karma alone is done by you. I'm talking about a limited context of the word kriya. Breathing, you are doing or it is happening? Are you doing the breathing or it is happening? Growing old, are you doing or it is happening? Hunger, are you doing or it is happening? Digestion, are you doing or it's happening? Now tell me, who's doing it? So where mind is not involved, mind is not involved in this process. Mind engaging in action is a conscious engagement because of a thought. Breathing is not a thought. Digestion is not a thought. Growing old, even though you don't want. I don't want to get old, but who is listening to you? Body doesn't listen to you for that. So even when you are sleeping, breathing is going on. Blood circulation is going on. You are getting old. Cell is multiplying. Everything is happening. Are you involved there? Are you thinking? So this is kriya. Karma means there is a conscious presence of the mind deciding on a particular result and working on it. That is why karma yoga it is called. Karma mein yoga hai. You engage in a conscious mind, with a conscious mind, and doing an action with a purpose. That is karma. In that you can decide whether to get anxious about the result or not. When the action is being undertaken by the physical body on its own, where you are not involved, you cannot decide the result first of all, and how it did happen also you cannot decide. I think I need not get old for next 10 days. You cannot decide that. It's not your decision. So, mind where it is involved, that is called karma. Yasmat rite, in whose absence, na kinchana karma manavaihi kriyate. No action is undertaken. Tad manaha. That is called mind. And what is the nature of the mind? Kalpana rupam. Always engaging in various kinds of thoughts, various kinds of possibilities, various kinds of emotions and feelings, continuously engaging in sankalpa vikalpa. Sankalpa vikalpa. Sankalpa means wanting to do something, vikalpa means doing the opposite. Before going to bed today, you say tomorrow onwards, I'll get up at 5 o'clock and put the alarm also for 5 o'clock. When the 5 o'clock, the alarm rings, you only shut it out. Who gets up at 5 o'clock? You only say. Who kept the alarm otherwise? I only kept the alarm. Who doesn't want to get up? Me. So what happened? Mind constantly is in a condition of fickleness. It wants to do something, it'll do the opposite. It doesn't want to do something, it'll do it. Mana kalpana rupam yojyatam. Therefore, Savadanatah yojyatam. Very carefully handle this mind. Because of its unpredictability alone, we are suffering. Knowing very well what is not good for your body, you will eat. Knowing very well what is necessary and useful to the body, you don't. Therefore, buddhi, even though it has got the right knowledge, mind doesn't listen to it. And when mind doesn't listen to it, karma will follow according to the mind only. That is why we are not able to progress further. Why? Because we have taken the mind too seriously. Instead of taking the buddhi, we have taken to the mind. That's why we are manushya. मन के अनुसार ही हमारा कर्म, no buddhi के अनुसार. Gurudev often said that buddhi is what is listening, mind is what is doing. The listening is done by the buddhi. Ah, Swamiji, nice lecture. Okay. Then what? But Swamiji, when I go home, nothing changed. Again, I'm going back to the same old way of doing things. That is why even though buddhi is there, we are all buddhus only. बुद्धि के अनुसार हमारा जीवन नहीं है. Our life is not according to what we know. So, savadanatah acharet. So, therefore, very carefully handle this mind. Don't take your mind too seriously because it's a product of habits, product of its past experiences, product of vasanas, product of desires, product of all various emotional engagements. Therefore, the mind is not necessarily a predictable thing. So this very mind alone can be the instrument for both bondage and when it follows the buddhi, it becomes a means to freedom. Vishaya sakti rupena manobandhana karakam Ishwararpita rupena Tanmano mukti sadakam. The mind, if it goes after the objects of the world, it is bound. The mind, when it starts to feel for the Lord, it is free. Vishaya Saktiva, Ishvara Saktiva, Saktiva. Are you attached to Ishaya, objects, or Ishvara, the Lord? That's the question. Interesting point is, we are attached to the objects. Objects are not attached to us. Think, it's a one-way love. One would call that? Huh? Huh? One-sided love. One-sided love. If you keep the phone and you love the phone, but the phone will come after you. Hey, don't leave me. I think they will come up with that also after some time. You will leave the phone and walk away. Hey, I'm here. Take me with you. The objects we love so much, but they don't love us. Think how foolish we are. Vishayasakti. So there, we being so much in love with the objects of the world, and that is also known to be one-sided, and that is a cause of bondage. Oh, I cannot live without this. See, many people say, Swamiji, I gave phone to my child also, who is only 8 year old. Why? Because if anything happens to child, she can call me, no? Are how were you living when you did not have that when you were young at 8 years old? Did you have the phone? Did you have the phone at that time when you were 8 year old, 10 year old? No. How much anxious your parents were then? They were not at all anxious. छोड़ दो उसको school में. I am so happy. Then I can do my work. Now everyone, what did you eat, my honey? Did you eat? Did you go to the restroom? How many times you have to keep track of the child? And even if we are late coming home, parents, oh yeah, come. They never worried. I mean, of course, if you don't come or at all, then they are worried. No, where are you? Inside the bus or outside the bus? Every moment you are so anxious. Is it not these things have created more anxiety in our life? You may think it's a convenience. Actually, it is not. And you open the computer, suddenly Netflix comes. Did you see this movie? No. Then the thought comes, I have to see this movie tonight, tomorrow. It creates more anxiety. Everything that we have added in our life, instead of making it more, no doubt there is some amount of convenience. I'm not denying that. But it has, along with that comes all other problems also. So we getting attached to objects actually is a bondage. Vishayasakti rupena manaha bandhanakarakam. It is a cause of bondage. Only when we leave those things and start living for some time, you realize that you can live without them also. But we never take the chance. I took some people long time back, not recently. At the time, cell phones were there, but not as much coverage as we have today. And certain places of in India, there is nothing called coverage at all, even now. So I took one set of people to Siddhabari, our ashram in Himalayas. So the person, one of the person, he asked for Swamiji, we'll have coverage. Oh yeah, plenty. I know it is not there, but anyway, I didn't want to discourage you. So as soon as we landed there in Dharamshala, there itself we checked whether there's in Dharamshala there was some connection. Then we started to travel into into our ashram. As soon as we reached, Swamiji, there's no coverage here. I said, yeah, what can I do for it? But you said it is there. I said so. It doesn't mean that there may be some problem there. But I have business deals that I have to finish off, and I don't have a coverage. What do I do? I just left him. He was so anxious whole night he couldn't sleep or whatnot. And then we had meditation next morning, and he was a little restless. He was not able to because he didn't sleep also properly. So I just didn't ask him any questions. By the middle of the day, he was able to start enjoying the atmosphere, quiet atmosphere of the ashram, go to the Samadhi Sthala, and then beauty of the river, and then meditations. So next day morning, he was much better in this meditation. 2 days later, I asked him, how about your business? Somebody's handling Swamiji, I know that. So I don't know. So I am no anxiety now. I will go there and look at it later on when I get a connection. But third day, he was start enjoying so much that I don't want to go away from your place. So now, when we ourselves let go and then remain without those kind of bondage and strings attached, you realize that actually we are, by choice, we can be free. So, Vishayasakti Rupena Mana Bandhana Karanam. But our mind cannot remain like that for a long time unless it holds on to something greater. Therefore, Ishvara Asakti Rupena, Arpita Rupena, by submitting to the Lord, Tad Manaha, the same mind, Mukti Sadhakam. Ishvara Arpitam Ichayakritam, Chitta Shodhakam, Mukti Sadhakam. It becomes a means to freedom. Mind alone is the means to freedom. More of it we'll see in the next class. But in summary, what needs to be understood is that unless we do self-effort, we cannot come out of this world of dream, for which we need to have faith in the unknown and faith in the one who indicates the unknown. So long as we remain steeped in this dream, we do not have any chance of coming out of it. And we should allow the Mahatmas who come and clearly teach us that this is not true. When it is said it is not true, our step-by-step process it was, I am not the mind, body, etc., but I have the body, mind, etc., to transact in the world. Therefore, I must engage in this physical world efficiently by keeping my body healthy, active, and my mind again alert. In that way alone, we can make the best in this world. As a human being, we are endowed with a great privilege of human body that is meant for taking care of the rest of the world also. And the kara, the hand is there, that is what is doing karma. But behind the karma, there is mind. According to the mind, it needs, so are the karmas. Deciding the result of the action is not by the individual. It is decided by your own past actions as well as the totality that wants you in this world. And when our mind is free of that Vishaya Asakti, then alone it is free. And that freedom can come only when we have greater love for the Lord. And that mind, Ishwara Arpita Rupena Mana Mukti Sadhakam. We'll see more tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhaved. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. This book released, Swami Swarupanji released last month, in July. This is called Ojas. I gave some talks in 2019 in Southern California, known as Orange Juice for the Soul. Chicken soup for the soul, why not orange juice? So orange juice for the soul. And then it became orange juice to awaken the soul. It became Ojas. Ojas, Tejas, like Ojas. So it's a collection of articles or the talks. It's not available in your bookshop. But if you